Okay guys, so I wanted to go ahead and show you the makeup look that I came up with. I wanted to show you the eyeshadow palette that I ended up using, which I had to use different eyeshadows to kind of make it work. But this is the palette I bought several months ago. I think it was like January or Christmas time. I hadn't used it, and these are the colors in here. And I had already swatched them with my nieces. So this is what it looks like. These are all the colors. I guess it's that. So it looks really, really pretty. The colors look really nice, but the quality really isn't there. I had to do a lot to make it work. So I'll just show you, try to show you. The transition shades are pretty nice. Like this one right here, this cream color, this one's really nice. I'm actually using this on my brow bone area, so that one's pretty good. A lot of these are just like a wash of color, but the matte colors, they're pretty good. So yeah, I will say that. Shimmery shades that I really, really like when I swatched them, which is this one right here. I ended up using it and I didn't like it. This purple one I also used, and they look better in swatches than they do on your lid. So yeah, I did put this gray one, which is like a matte shade, and it's okay, but it depends on the brush that you're actually using. So keep that in mind. If you are using the brush from here, it's not that great. So usually these are able to pack on enough color, but it's not the best. This little brush is okay, just to kind of, but it doesn't really blend that well. So if you want to use it maybe for your brows, like to kind of use a powder to kind of, that'd probably be better than using it, you know, on your lids. Yeah, keep that in mind. This is $5, but you could probably get like a Wet n Wild or a different eyeshadow. I mean, you really can't find eyeshadow palettes that are worth $5, but I had to work a lot to get this. So I ended up having to put in, so let me show you. Let me go ahead and turn the camera around so I can show you the shades that I ended up using. Hold on. Okay. So I ended up using, hold on guys, okay. So I ended up using this cream shade right here on my eyebrow, which was pretty nice. I did like this one. I appreciated that one. This highlight right here wasn't that great. I tried using it in my inner corner and it didn't do very well. This, I used it as my transition shade and it was pretty good. This one right here was okay. I ended up using it for my crease and it was okay. Not the best. It's just like a very faint color. So then I used this purple and this like bronzy shade right here, and they don't really pack a lot of color, so just, it's like a little hint of color. It's like a little wash of color. It's not that great. This gray one right here is okay, but you do have to use a really good blending brush for it, because if not, it's not that good. This one I used on my lid and it was okay. Probably one of the, you know, good ones on here as far as shimmer. So those are all the shades that I tried using. This is a lot of like hit and miss in my opinion. So I had to bring out the big guns, which, you know, it took me a long time to get this result, and I'm not even that happy with it. But I wanted to show you either way how it came out. Okay guys, sorry about that. The thing was trying to reconnect. Okay, so I ended up bringing out this one right here, and I didn't use very much of the shades. I just ended up using this one right here. This is the Stila Spirit palette. So these are the colors. I should have used this one, and I would have taken a lot less time trying to put on some eyeshadows on my lid. And granted, normally I don't end up putting like concealer on my whole, you know, lid area, and this time I did, so it should have stuck pretty well. And even then it didn't. I guess without the concealer it probably would have been worse. So I did put concealer on all over my lid so that I have my eyeshadow as something to stick to. So, you know, you might want to consider that if you're going to buy a palette like that. So I only ended up using, like I said, this one right here for my cheek highlight and for my inner corner highlight. What are you doing? So yeah, the other thing I ended up bringing in because I really wanted to use it was this palette right here from Wet n Wild. Oh, where is it? Should have probably kept everything out. This one right here. So I ended up using the orange shade right here on the outer part and on the lower lash line. So I ended up using that one. This one's really bright. You need to be careful with it because it's really, really bright and it's really, really pigmented. So I did use it on the outer corner and on the lower lash line. So I did use that. The other thing I used for, well, not really contouring, bronzing up, maybe contouring, whatever. I ended up using this e.l.f. palette right here. Little blush bronzer palette. I ended up using that color right there. So that's a really pretty shade. That's what I'm using right here. And hold on. As far as, just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything from in there. Okay. So let me put these things away real quick. I think that's it from there. So these are the lipsticks that I ended up using. I use this as an eyeliner in my waterline, using purple today. I used this MAC right here blush, and this is in Petal Power, which is this one. It's super pretty. You guys can see that. It's got like a little shimmer to it. It's really, really nice. I'm trying to open it. It's hard to do with one hand. Hold on, guys. These compacts are really hard to open. Hold on, guys. So this is the blush right here. It's super pretty. I really, really do like this one. It's going to show a little bit of texture because it has a little bit of a highlight to it. So highlight usually does that to you. So this is the lipstick that I'm using. This is from Wet n Wild. I hate the packaging on this thing. The top always ends up falling. This is the number on there. It is 907C. So that is a really pretty color. So it's a lot brighter than what it looks right here. But I ended up blending it with another Wet n Wild, which is the Wet n Wild that I used in yesterday's makeup look, which is kind of like a nude. So let me see if I can find it. Which is this one right here. This one is in the color 903C, which is this one right here. Like I said, the packaging is really bad. It's a lot more nude than that, but since I mixed them up, hold on, let me take it out. Yes, you can probably see it there. It has a little bit of the other color on top, but it's like an orangey, peachy, nudie color, which is really pretty. I ended up having to bring in this blending brush to pack on. It's already like coming apart. This is from Smashbox, and I used this one right here. So brushes do make a difference. I used this Real Techniques eyeshadow brush. I used this mascara right here from e.l.f. From e.l.f. Sorry, my son was asking me something. This is the e.l.f. mascara that I used. I layered it on top of the Wet n Wild because the Wet n Wild eventually will run on me at the bottom. So I would have to layer it with this one on top for it not to run on me. This is the e.l.f. brow, like a whiz. It's called Brow Pencil. It's like a definer thing. I think that's it. I used this little Wet n Wild brush to apply the purple in my waterline, which was very uncomfortable. Anyway, so that's how the makeup look turned out. Hopefully you guys liked it. I ended up using my same foundation, which is the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. It's this one right here. It's in the color 122. I also have the shade 120. Oh, and today I did end up using the concealer before I ended up applying any eyeshadows and any discoloration on my face. So this is from L'Oreal. This is True Match W123. That's what I use. So that's a lot. But yeah, I thought I would mention all the products to you because I know some of you guys were asking me about products that I was using yesterday, and hopefully that helps you guys. So remember, Five Below has a lot of great things. Five Below store has a lot of great things, but as far as the eyeshadow palettes, I wouldn't recommend. You gotta be careful also with the nail polish sets that you buy, because I know I bought some for Christmas and I kept one for myself because I really like the colors and it smelled terrible. As far as electronics, I would not buy electronics there unless it's like a flashlight or like stuff like that. But I know they were selling like water speakers and stuff like that. We had purchased some for Christmas because we were going to give them out, and those didn't work. And there was something else that we purchased that was electronics, so I wouldn't really buy electronics from Five Below. That's just our experience. I also wanted to show you guys some of the art things that we had purchased from Five Below. I'm not trying to diss them or anything because I do really like that store, but there are just some things that I probably wouldn't repurchase. I had bought some markers, and I think I showed you guys some of the markers that I purchased because I like doing DIYs and I like, you know, being all artsy and stuff. But honestly, I wouldn't have bought those. They were scented. I think you guys can go back to some of my Five Below and you can see the ones that are really not worth it to me, at least to me. The markers, they were scented, and then there were some that were metallic, and those are, I mean, the metallic ones were okay. The glitter pens were pretty good. I really do like the glitter pens. Anyway, so Five Below is pretty good, but for makeup, unless you're gonna buy name brand, like they have Wet n Wild now, they have like the lower priced brands there. I think I've seen a little bit of makeup in there, nothing over like $5. It's pretty good, the pricing there. But as far as these palettes, I would not repurchase. I don't think it was worth the $5, honestly, because I had so much trouble. Some of the, like I said, some of the mattes were okay and the transition shades were okay, but I could have gotten those from the other palettes that I had. And so I wanted to share that with you in case you guys wanted to purchase them. Hopefully it helped you guys. Thanks so much for watching. And this is my makeup look for today. Hopefully you guys learned something or appreciated me showing you how it turned out. Like I said, this took a lot of work, a lot of frustration. You could hear it from my husband. He saw that I was pretty upset about it because I was trying to really blend and trying to pack and stuff. And eyeshadows really shouldn't be that way. So anyway, good quality eyeshadows shouldn't be like that. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye guys.